Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky will soon see an increase in pay for vehicle inspections. Plus, officials are asking you to be aware this summer and prevent child deaths in hot vehicles.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on Monday, July 8th. Now let's go ahead and send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. 64, and how beautiful is this with the sun trying to come through the fog this morning. Love that as we look to the south and southeast from the station. And as you can see, leaving Perry County into Harlan County, visibility drops to a mile, less than that as you make your way across portions of the Cumberland Valley this morning. Temperature-wise, the warm spot continues to be Jackson at 72. Harlan is at 69. 67 as you make your way toward Prestonsburg and out your way at Irvin, it is 65. Satellite radar composite, the thickest of cloud cover, London northbound into Lexington, back toward Danville and Columbia. Pretty much it'll be Jackson up toward the 64 corridor with the thickest of cloud cover the next couple of hours. We'll end up seeing a nice amount of sunshine, though, as we head through the day. There's a shower and thunder shower threat that pops up late this afternoon into this evening. I think it's pretty much to the east and to the south of Hazard, with a high in Hazard up to 91. All right, tropical storm, now Hurricane Beryl, has made its landfall. Where and does Beryl end up affecting our weather? Your 7-day forecast as we head through the 6 o'clock hour. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. Earlier this year, Kentucky's General Assembly passed Bill 833, which will raise the price for car inspection at sheriff's offices starting July 15th. It's due to the rising number of stolen vehicles coming into the state and being sold over the past 5 years. The bill also changes the system sheriff's offices use to conduct car inspections. Now people will no longer have access to sensitive information that allows them to purchase new tags for stolen vehicles.
They won't have that ability anymore because it has to go through the system. No numbers to be shared. So absolutely, it's going to make it much more difficult. Now, it doesn't keep them from stealing it, but it's going to make it difficult for them to get tags on it or to resell it to anyone else.
The cost will go from the original price of $5 up to $15. We are well into the summer months, and each year about 40 children die from heat stroke because they were either left or became trapped in a hot car. It's important to realize that temperatures inside a vehicle can rise nearly 20 degrees within the first 10 minutes. That's why experts say it's never safe to leave a child inside a car unsupervised for any amount of time. To prevent these tragedies, experts recommend keeping an important item like a phone or purse next to your child in the back seat so you never forget to look. It's also possible for a child to climb into an unlocked vehicle and get trapped inside.
If you have a swimming pool in the house and a car in your garage, if your children are playing and for some reason you cannot seem to find one of those are the two places you must immediately check, because it takes minutes for tragedies to happen, and they are preventable tragedies.
And she says if you see a child alone inside a car, do not hesitate to call 911. Taking action as a bystander could save a life. When we are exercising outside, even if it's just for an hour, we can lose a large amount of fluid in our bodies. And experts say replacing those lost fluids is crucial. While free water works great, you should also be adding in electrolytes like sodium and potassium. Doctors say there's several signs of dehydration, including feeling thirsty, increased heart rate, and fatigue. Dehydration can also lead to heat exhaustion and the risk for heat stroke. If you are an athlete, it's not just enough to drink water right before your game. You should prepare much sooner than that.
I always tell most of my athletes that are preparing, that actually starts 3 days before the event, and to get your body fully hydrated and get the cells full of water. But leading up to the event, 2 hours before is a good time to start really hydrating and helping with fluids, as well as throughout.
Dr. Kitchell says if you are planning to buy any sports drinks with electrolytes, it's also important to pay attention to the sugar content. Saturday, hundreds of people have made their way to Owsley County to enjoy the final day of the Daniel Boone Days celebration. WYMT's Austin Hicks has more from the years-old celebration.
The town where Daniel Boone himself set up camp more than 200 years ago is now the site of a festival that welcomed generation after generation.
Originally started, it was more of a street dance, just people gathering with bands, shooting off fireworks for the 4th of July in honor of Daniel Boone. And then it just grew into the festival where we can extend now to multiple days, bringing more people in.
And just like Daniel Boone, who faced many hardships while on his journey out west, so did the organizers of the festival, who had to deal with Friday storms.
It's a lot of hard work, people don't realize, but with the troubles we've had this year with the weather and all, I feel like we came through great today. On the other side, all of our vendors are back, so it's been a blessing.
But in Eastern Kentucky fashion, the community came together to make this festival possible.
Yes, that is the absolute best part of living in a small town. Everybody comes out, helps everybody else. Everybody knows everybody. It's just like a big gathering of friends and family.
In an area like Booneville, festivals like this help bring in businesses that may not normally come to Booneville.
Here locally, we don't have all the big stuff bigger cities do, so we do have to reach out of town to get some of our food trucks in here and different things of that nature.
Shao says this year's festival is creating a lasting impact in the community.
It can be challenging to get everybody in here, but I actually spoke to one of our food vendors today that is from out of town, and they have actually mentioned looking for a building to rent here locally to be able to bring a restaurant in. So that's a plus. Hopefully definitely we need more businesses in Booneville.
Officials with Daniel Boone Days said they plan to continue to grow the festival so that one day it is bigger than the town itself. In Booneville, Austin Hicks, WYMT Mountain News.
People at the festival got the opportunity to participate in a competition for the best mullet and enjoyed fireworks to end the night. No property is complete without a flourishing garden, and thanks to Kentucky native designer John Karloftis, the American Saddlebred Museum in Lexington has now opened their Heritage Garden to the public. The American Saddlebred Museum held a ribbon cutting for the new Sally and Joe Jackson Heritage Garden. The Sunday event was sold out with more than 200 people in attendance.
As an interior designer, I think you always look to the outside for cues about how you're going to decorate your home. And the outside is really important. I think design, whether it's interiors or gardens, allows you to use your space, enjoy your space, and really connect with it.
The garden's namesake, Sally and Joe Jackson, owned the horse Wild Eyed and Wicked, which was crowned world's grand champion 5-gated American Saddlebred in 2001 and is now memorialized in a statue at the center of the garden. This Independence Day weekend was filled with ways for people to get outside and enjoy the weather, including the Cruising for a Cause car show in the Valvoline headquarters parking lot. The event gives car fanatics the chance to take in the beauty of collectors' vehicles. Vendors were available to consult about cars, as well as multiple food trucks in attendance. Even kids had the chance to get their face painted and meet some of their favorite Transformer characters.
Everybody loves cars, so it's like, well, let's try to do something that's really fun for the community so we can give back. So everything that we're raising here today, all of our ticket sales, registration sales as well, it all goes to Habitat for Humanity. So we're trying to give back to the community while entertaining people at the same time, because it's a beautiful day and why not?
And if you missed this year's show, organizers say that they are hoping to make this an annual event in the Lexington area. Violins, trumpets, and other instruments joined the sounds of nature at the Louisville Zoo Saturday night. The Louisville Orchestra held a special concert there. A huge crowd showed up to watch them play against a backdrop of lions, tigers, bears, and more. The zoo's director talked about why they brought it back after a 15-year hiatus.
To it. I think being out here in the open air and hearing the sounds of the animals, getting a chance to walk the zoo, have an opportunity to enjoy this amazing Grammy-winning orchestra in this setting is just a wonderful event for our citizens.
Their performance featured pieces from legendary composers.
And a good Monday to you. Temperature-wise, 60s for a lot of us this morning. It's 66 as you make your way through Manchester to 69 right now at Pikeville. The warm spot continues to be Jackson at 72. And visibility, again, as we know, from Hazard down into Harlan and back into parts of the Cumberland Valley is obviously running low with the fog this morning. Thickest of cloud cover just to the north as you make your way through Danville and London up toward Lexington. And it's basically from Jackson toward the 64 corridor that we run with the thickest of cloud cover this morning. Otherwise, once the fog burns off, a decent amount of sunshine. But we do run the risk of a shower or a thunder shower as we head through the afternoon as you make your way south and east of Hazard, and a forecast high up close to 91. Tropical storm, now Hurricane Beryl, has made its landfall, wreaking havoc in Texas right now. Any moisture from Beryl going to head this way? We'll let you know with the First Alert 7-day forecast. That's in a few moments. Olivia?
Thank you, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return, the Biden campaign is pushing back against calls to leave the race. Plus, CBS has learned new information about a conversation amongst Democrats.